What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. I am the host of this here channel. My name is Ben, in case you didn't know that. First and foremost, I just hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and it's because of you guys. It's because of you gals. It's because of everybody who watches these videos, supporting me, subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button, doing all the things that to support me and inspire me to keep on going with these videos, really what it is. So, 1K, it's a milestone. It's a big deal for somebody like me who is a smaller channel, and I just wanted to say first and foremost that thank you very much for that support. We're going to go into something, it's kind of weird. Here we are. I think I started this channel in 2020. I didn't do much with it up until this past fall. That's when I really started to buckle down and start doing these videos for you guys. You would have thought this video topic would have come up sooner. Getting started. The reason this topic actually has come about is I used to milk cows. I know, Ben, you're from New York. Isn't that New York City? Western New York. It is a far cry. I milked cows for about 5 years of my life when I just had gotten out of high school. And one of my friends, Aaron, was, he milked cows alongside me. And he just happened to, he supports the channel. He's like, hey, I'm this screen name and everything. I was like, hey, Aaron, what's going on? And then he was kind of inquiring about, what it would take to get into racing, what kart and this and that. I thought, you know what, that would make a fantastic video idea just for anybody in general. So I'm going to do some pauses here. As I come up with it, I'm going to break down, what I think you need to know getting started in karting. So give me a second. Let me collect my thoughts here. See you in a minute. Okay, my first suggestion, if you have seen karts on YouTube, if you're watching this channel, you see me racing, you see my GoPro footage, what is, my recommendation, what is the first thing I'm going to tell you to do? That is find a track and then get to that track. Go for a night of racing. I race dirt tracks. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about here. So if you were in Western New York, if you were in Central New York, I would say, hey, hit up Paradise Speedway in Geneva, New York. Hit AMS, Allegheny Motor Speedway in, where is that? Wellsville, New York. Get down to the track, pay your entrance fee, take your family. If it is, your child that you're taking, your son, your daughter who's going to be racing, or if it's yourself, go down, pay the gate fee, and go watch a night of racing. Walk around the pits. Look at all the families together. It is a family experience. This is something that you're going to invest in. Racing isn't it isn't your mall type of go-kart racing. It isn't your local, just pay your $7 and here's 5 laps. This is an investment. This is an investment in a lot of expensive equipment. It is an investment in family time, in truck and trailer, into everything. I think if you go to a track, you get to absorb all of that. Maybe you can, strike up a conversation, walk around, maybe you meet somebody friendly. They can kind of, hey, this is what chassis this is what these tires, you're going to run. That type of scenario, really absorb it. Watch the racing, go out and see, is that something you yourself, your son, daughter, whoever it is that's going to be racing, is this something that they really want to do? Does it inspire them? Does it excite them? Like, yeah, I want to do that. That's kind of how it was. I mean, I started late, 25 years old. And I started late, but I went and I watched one time and I thought, yep, I'm doing that. That seems awesome. So, all right, my first tip is get out to a dirt track. Get out to the track and experience what it's going to be like to be there. Okay, and number 2 on my list of recommendations, if you want to go racing, that would be find a kart. Now, I'm going to try and instruct you the best I can throughout this process, I guess, is the way I'm going to do it. One of the things you can do is when you go to that track, take number 1 recommendation, get to the track, is anybody got anything for sale there? Is there a for sale sign on? You get, have a conversation with somebody, is something popping up? Secondly, I would go for something used. These can be found, Bob's Four Cycle. I'm pretty sure that's still a thing. I spent a lot of time years ago on Bob's Fourcycle, and there are, is it fourcycle.com? There are a lot of forums on there. There's for sales, all sorts of stuff like that. Other than that, Facebook, the marketplace. Now, I say that not with a grain of salt, but with some caution. I'm going to display a picture here in a second of, I'm not sure if when used carts go for sale, if just bad information is flowing from person to person. I want to hope that it's not a nefarious thing, but this picture I'm going to show is going to display a phantom cart, and they claim it's a year. I think I'm going to insert here the picture of this ad, and no name or anything like that. I'm not picking on them in particular, but I'm going to put the picture up, and then I'm going to show you what that year chassis is actually going to be. It was a 13. It said Phantom Cart, 2013. So I'm going to try and segment this in right now. So as you can see, I've been in this the karting game for 20 years. I know what chassis look like. I know what year-ish they should be, what they're coming from. That to me is a late 80s, early 90s, pre-2000s chassis. If I had to guess, something Gauntlet, if it is a Phantom, that's my guess. You have to be very careful if you are getting into buying a chassis. If you can, ask around, if message somebody, maybe at the track, get on a track's, Facebook page or something, say, hey, this is somebody selling me this. Maybe somebody can inform you. If not, ask me. I put all my information in the drop down on every video. If you question a chassis, if I could see the chassis good enough, I might be able to tell you, hey, that's not a 2013. That's like a 99 type thing. But is a really good place to look for used chassis. They are out there, and they are for a reasonable cost. Unless you have a lot of disposable income, I don't suggest new. If you have the means to do so, excellent. I choose Phantom. There's a whole bunch of different chassis. There's Ultramax. Is Infinity still? I was on Infinity. I'm sorry, but they're just in general. There's a Slack. There you go. I'm an hour and a half from Slack. They're in Buffalo, New York. So there are a lot of brand new chassis manufacturers that I would suggest, hey, the reason I, race Phantom is just because I really like Phantom. There are other makes and models that are absolutely phenomenal for anywhere in the country. So if you have the means to do so, buy new. Yeah, great for you. Awesome. But most of us don't have that much disposable income. Chances are we're going to buy something used. So next segment here, we're going to talk about what class do I think maybe you should start out with. Okay, as I said just a second before there, we are going to talk about engine. What you're brand new to this. Your child is brand new to this. What engine, what class am I going to suggest you start off in? Now, I am an open guy. I race open karts. That means open engines. That means a lot of horsepower. I also race KT100s. Like glancing over here because my kart's over here. Am I going to suggest those two classes as a beginner? No. Even if you're an older gentleman, such as myself, say you were just starting to race at 45 years old, would I suggest the open class right off the bat? I would say no. Get your feet wet with something else. As much as, these classes here, Clone is the #1 class in America. Clone racing. It started off as the box stock project. I still remember that. It came in. Oh, it's a box stock project. It's going to be very limited. It's you're not going to be able to do this and that to the engines. Well, things have morphed and changed. Now there's flywheels. Now there's this. There's adaptations that different weenie pipes and pipe this and clutch that and blah blah blah. There have been a lot of changes to that class. So the leading class in America, from my vantage point, is the Clone class. That is going to be found everywhere. Clone Light, Clone Heavy, Purple Plate, Blue Plate. Those are your younger categories. You are going to want to look into it if your child is starting. what age are they, what weight, can you get the cart to with putting lead on it, or if they're bare bones, how light can they be, type of thing. These are all things you're going to have to check with I think it's WKA and AKRA are the sanctioning bodies for the engine rules. And then whatever track you're going to go race at, they're going to have an age restriction, a weight restriction, what class you're going to fall into. My suggestion is go for clone, or what box stock clone used to be is now called the Predator class. So from what I know, that is, you buy this, the very, very few modifications are allowed at all. You take it out of the box, you go to Harbor Freight or wherever it is, you can acquire a Predator engine. You take that engine, get a motor mount, put the engine on the mount, and then put it on the cart, and then clutch and race the thing. There might even be a gear rule for that. So that is, if you want to equalize the competition standpoint from, people outspending you, the Predator class might be up your alley. If anything less, it's a very inexpensive engine package to get your feet wet, to get into it, to be like, hey, am I a good driver? Is this something I want to do? Do I want to upgrade to clone? Do I want to upgrade to KT100, to Animal, to eventually the open class? Is this a progression I want to think about? I would say clone, Predator are get your feet wet type of races. The clone classes are bigger than UAS. I kind of speak as if they're a lower class. They are not a lower class. they're lower in speed, but they are the biggest class in America. All the money races are usually in the clone class. Anywhere you go, the lights, the heavies, the super heavies, clone class, clone class, clone class. So Predator and clone are going to be my suggestions for starters until you get your feet wet and want a little bit more. Conclusion. Everybody starts somewhere. I started in Briggs Flathead. That is a very rare class to find nowadays. I did half a year of Briggs Flathead at Paradise Speedway before the following year us buying some KT100s and going KT100 racing. But half a year of racing allowed me to start to find my way to develop, how to run a race line. I've done a video on that, top to bottom, what kind of tires. That is probably one of the things when you're talking about, engine class, what track you're going to do. Is there a tire rule? There is a lot of little things that you're going to have to absorb, you're going to have to adapt to when you get started, but it is all part of the process. The more you go race, the more you learn, the more fun you're going to have. You get to the track when the gates open, you get your cart set up, you get your engine fired up, you go up to the concession stand, you get food, you sit underneath your tent with your family and just spend that time, not indoors, not playing video games, but outside racing, the way God intended it. So, my conclusion here is just that. Everybody starts somewhere. Get yourself a cart, get out to a track, go have fun. It doesn't have to be, how many wins did you get? And this, get your feet wet. Start somewhere. You will get better. I was terrible when I started. Might not be that great now, but I was terrible when I started. I do have a couple wins, all right. Well, I'm surrounded by some posters that says I can win. But everybody starts somewhere. Have a blast. It is become such a big part of my life that I make videos on YouTube about it. And I think that lots of people should get outside, go to the track, enjoy dirt racing, even if you're just going to go watch. So I guess that's enough rambling for today, right? I think. Hopefully I can make a video out of all that. But okay, I got to throw this in. If you didn't mind, hit a thumbs up. If you didn't mind, subscribe to the channel. Numbers are growing. Shows me you guys appreciate me, and I appreciate you for coming back every single time. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.